Hi, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Crypto Scoop FM. Now that I'm recording this, Bitcoin has actually achieved a new milestone 120,000, guys. Who would have imagined? But this is a reality. Now we're sitting in a market where Bitcoin is just killing it, which means institutional adoption is really showing up on the price of the token. Because for the longest time, we were talking about why there's so much activity happening, right? ETFs are accumulating Bitcoin, crypto treasury companies are coming up, but nothing is happening on the price chart. So finally, it's happening. All of this like exchange, token squeeze combined with the ETFs on Bitcoin and the crypto treasury companies led by MicroStrategy. All of them are coming together and really creating this wave. So are we closer to an alt cycle? And if yes, is this time for us to go more like risk on? And I'm going to discuss all of that. But in today's video, I'm going to bring you some really hidden DefAI gems, which I think are ready to rip, guys. Seriously. Before we jump on the on any further on the video, if you're new here for the first time, I'm Rohit. I've been in crypto for the last 4 years. I've held multiple exec roles across companies like Polygon Labs, Long Hash Ventures, and so I've had this window seat, like front row seat, actually not even a window seat, a front row seat to all of the action that's been happening in crypto for the last 4 years. And here I am sharing whatever little I know with all of you guys. So with that, let's jump right in. And so, guys, I'm going to share my screen and we shall go. All right, boys. So, the first thing, guys, that I wanted to talk about is the pump launch. If you haven't seen my previous video where I analyzed and gave you my thesis on pump, it's right here. So, please check it out. But look at this. Look at this price chart. It's just launched. What about an hour back? And so it went up briefly to $6 billion, now kind of trending downwards, lower lows to almost to 5.3. And remember, they raised almost a billion at a 4 billion valuation. And so this is not looking good for early investors. I mean, there's like people who did get in the pre-sale are in profits, but for a project which is so much hyped, where everybody is talking about how pump fund has redefined quote unquote crypto. I don't think this is a great looking chart. Can this turn around from here? Obviously, will it? I don't know, because markets behave in a very crazy way. The good thing for pump is they launched in a time when everything is euphoric, so that's worked well for them. But I still stand with my thesis. I'm not going to touch pump with a 10-foot pole, simply because I just don't think there is enough of a value proposition, especially around them talking that I'm going to build a live streaming platform and go all in on building a social media platform. I mean, come on, who are you kidding, right? So not bullish on pump, guys, but I just wanted to start with this. But the big story, guys, the big story is that Bitcoin is cruising, right? It's just cruising. It broke off our short-term trend line, and then since 8th of July, it's just been ripping, and it's almost up like from this point onwards, it's almost up 10%, which is pretty huge for an asset of this size. If you imagine, right? For the same period, if you look at ETH is also up up almost $500. That would be like almost 15-20%, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, almost 20% up, guys, in this over the same period, which is great news. But the big story from this move is that while Bitcoin has trended up, while Bitcoin has trended up, as we can see here in the chart, a 10% rally and going all the way to like what went to as high as 123K on this wick. The Bitcoin dominance, right? The Bitcoin dominance is steadily shrinking. And this can only point to one thing. What? The fact that while liquidity is going into BTC, which is probably explained by the price increase, the liquidity is also flowing into some alts. And I want to pause here and emphasize some alts. And this is good because this is an early indicator of flippening on the dominance, and once the dominance dips, it continues to dip. There will be a point, right, where it will dip enough that we'll see a massive alt cycle. So I think this is like this one. Like, look at this. This happened in November, and that started dipping. And this was the point when it dipped from 61 to 55%, right? Like 6 percentage per point drop was enough to kick off a pretty strong, alt cycle in late December, in late December, early January. Same with previous cycles as well. If we go back and look at like 2023, I think 22, 23, look at this. This was a dip from 48% to 39%. So approximately an 8% drop. So we aren't yet seeing those kind of drops. It's dropped from 65 to 64. So it's actually like a little over a percentage point, but it is trending downwards. Something to note. I think this is a good positioning for on many alts, especially high quality ones, and especially longer down the risk curve, which is still interesting for me, right? Okay, next, I just want to say that ETH has now outperformed BTC in the last 30 days. And so, here is a tweet saying all cycle is coming. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I would still want to keep a close eye on the BTC dominance chart, because unless this like dips significantly, like 5 to 10, 5 to 7 percentage points, as it did here, and it did here from 61 to 55, I'm not going to see any crazy, crazy rallies, crazy rallies on on altcoins. So something to keep an eye on, right? Okay, so guys, that's a wrap up of what's really happening broadly in the market, right? So that's really a quick wrap on what's happening broadly in the market. We've seen Bitcoin prices are going up. We've seen dominance kind of shrinking, but not at the rate that we've seen dominance shrink on Bitcoin for the previous odds. So, but it is moving downwards, guys, which is interesting, because it's such massive price action on BTC at the scale, at the price at which it trades. I think it's a good indicator. It's a leading indicator for an upcoming alt cycle. Okay, so now in this video, I'm going to talk about an opportunity that I've been thinking about for the longest time, which is decentralized financial artificial intelligence. Now, you would ask me, Ro, what's DeFi, right? What's DefAI? What's this new thing? Is this a new buzzword? Is this interesting? Why should we care? So here's my thesis, right? And I'm sure many of you would probably agree. If you don't, please share your comments, down below, so we can have a nice discussion. But here's my general thinking. Spending like 4.5 years now in crypto, I've always felt that while DeFi is probably the only vertical, apart from maybe memes, that has some kind of a product market fit, like gaming failed to gain any meaningful traction from a product perspective. NFTs failed to gain any proper traction from a product perspective. But the only thing that has really stood the test of time and actually created a $90 billion market for itself is decentralized finance. Now, decentralized finance is basically building a bank on chain, right? Building each and every element that a bank serves today, whether it is trading or lending and borrowing, or any kind of earning yield on assets, and creating like on-chain alternatives for these products, which have always been available in TradFi for the longest time. Which is why we say like blockchain is basically the future of fintech, the future of banking, right? And on that note, now with the arrival of artificial intelligence, I want to take you back to this very interesting slide, which was shared by Jensen Huang, right? And he said that the future is agentic AI. So basically, we're starting with perception. We started with perception AI, right? Right after AlexNet in 2012. And so this was speech recognition, medical imaging. We then moved into generative AI. And from then into agentic AI, you have these coding assistants, customer service, a lot of these things. And then now we're basically moving into the full self-driving physical AI space. It was a nice tweet when Ryan Watkins, who's the co-founder of Syncrasy Capital, and previously he was one of the researchers at Missouri, he tweeted, Jensen Huang saying that AI agents are a multi-trillion-dollar opportunity. So why did he say that? Why is this a multi-trillion-dollar opportunity? The thing you need to understand today is, and I found this very interesting article by CoinDesk, where I think I read somewhere that in TradFi, algorithms handle 70% of US stock trading. You heard that right, guys. 70%, and this is like trillions of dollars being traded, like I think almost every single day. And now AI agents are stepping up. These aren't just basic bots, but these are innovative systems that learn, adapt, and make real-time decisions. And VanEck, guys, one of the largest financial institutions in the world, they predict that the number of AI agents will skyrocket from 10,000 to over a million by the end of 2025. And so, guys, DefAI is basically just this. It's the application of artificial intelligence to create AI agents which will act on your behalf to trade, to manage your portfolio, to safeguard your capital, to manage your risk. Like you name it, and AI agents will do it. Now, in terms of the market opportunity, I found this report where it said the global AI agents market is ready to expand to $140 billion by 2033. So within like the next like decade, not even the entire decade, we're gonna have like hundreds of billions of dollars worth of value captured by these AI agents. And so DefAI is basically just that opportunity. DefAI allows you to create these AI agents which are capable of trading, which are capable of basically making money for you while you sleep, while efficiently managing your capital. They're basically able to operate as your partners, like your co-pilots. In the same way that you use ChatGPT today to prompt and get a response, you can prompt an agent, you can prompt a co-pilot to basically do financial stuff for you, like moving money between bank accounts, or simply buying a new token, or selling something, or giving you a risk score, anything that you can imagine. So I'm going to now reveal a set of 10 different tokens, right? And I'll give you my thesis on each one of them, and why I think each of them are very interesting given the price points at which they are trading. I really feel one of the big like areas or categories that we're going to see go really big in crypto in 2020. 526 alt cycle, whenever it happens, is going to be artificial intelligence. And within that, guys, mark my words and bookmark this video. AI agents are going to be, especially the ones which are created to serve financial needs, which fall within the def AI category, are going to just moon like anything. So there are three categories of these coins that I will discuss with you. The first one are automated stable coin agents. So what they basically do is they take any idle capital that might be available for you. Like let's say you hold USDT or USDC in your wallet. You can basically give that capital to an agent, and that agent will go out there into the world, look for interesting DeFi protocols that match your risk profile, and then deposit or earn, basically do trading strategies or investment strategies to help you earn an above market yield, right? Anything that a human money manager is capable of doing. Imagine everything, but only better. So that's the opportunity with automated stable agents. There are so that's the first category. The second one is trading agents. Basically, these are agents which have access to sophisticated trained machine learning models, or specific knowledge that allows them to trade real time on your behalf, or give you trading insights as you're going about doing it. And then third category are DeFi co-pilots. Basically, these are agents or AI applications rather, which are very similar to how a chat GPT operates. And so you can write a prompt, but they are also capable of taking action. right? So you can write a prompt and ask them to basically move your assets from one wallet to another, or move your assets from Solana to Ethereum, or Ethereum to Base, or Base to Polygon. All right, so move assets between chain, deposit your capital into a DeFi protocol. So it allows you the flexibility of doing that without basically ever going into one of those complicated, DeFi protocol front ends, which I always say are like these, shitty front ends, which is very hard for normal people to use. Like with me spending like 4.5 years in the space now, almost 5 years, I hate going to a DeFi protocol, DeFi application. And so I think the future is going to be these agents which allow us to do all of this, make money while we are asleep, help us make, retard degen bets, trading for us on our behalf, and then acting as our co-pilots. Okay, now that you have a good sense of what Def AI is and what the opportunities are, let's look at the coins, guys. So I have this portfolio prepared here, which kind of lists all of these different coins, and I'm going to take you through each one of them. The first one that I want to talk about is automated agents with capable of generating DeFi yields. The first one there would be Giza Tech. Now, Giza Tech has an agent called Arma, ARMA, which basically goes out there in the world and takes your stable coins that you have deposited into the Giza protocol and then earns a yield over it. It's basically an agent which is designed and trained to manage your risk and use your idle stable coins to earn a yield. And I think last I checked, they are generating a yield of close to 10%. And if I include Giza's own tokens as well, which they are giving out as incentives, that's almost 15% yield right now, guys. Which I think, if you think about it and compare it to a like standard bank account out there, is almost 3x or 4x, maybe even 5x. So really cool platform, guys. They just crossed $400 million in agentic volume. This is basically the agent, right, which is managing this capital fully autonomously. Underline the word autonomous, meaning there is no human involvement. Everything is happening on chain transparently, and the Giza Arma agent, is basically deploying this capital, managing this capital. So this is the first one, and Giza is currently trading at 15 cents. If I quickly open the chart for you guys, it's an interesting project. I think its last cycle all-time high was almost like 35 million. Currently trading at 15 million. I think this. We are yet to see real price discovery on this agent, but this is a strong fundamental project with with real adoption, and that's something you should not ignore, because I think the next cycle is definitely gonna see a lot of these like shitcoins pump, like memes and stuff, but you're gonna see a resurgence and a strong rebound in the market's demand for fundamentally strong coins. So Giza is definitely one of those for me. There is a beta play for Giza, which is called Fungi. And the only difference between Giza and Fungi is like Giza manages your capital like once a day in terms of adjusting your capital across different underlying protocols where it's earning this yield from. And Fungi does it even more, much faster, like multiple times a day it will adjust your capital. So this is, I think, currently trading at 1.6 million, guys. Yeah, Fungi is currently trading at 800K. There was a steep fall today. I would still keep an eye on this token, simply because I feel like we're still pretty early into this game. It's at 800K. The risk reward is fairly good, and something for you to keep an eye on. Right, so its last cycle top was $3 million at 800K. I think this offers an interesting risk reward opportunity if you're looking to go even more risk on, and instead of Giza, I want to kind of go into Fungi. And the last one in that category is Zefi AI, basically yield on steroids. And now this one is they have now $1 million in TVL. And you can already see like 16.5% in on USDC. They are live on base, and I feel like this is a very interesting project as well. So keep an eye on Zefi as well. I think the token is called Zefi, ZFI, and let me see if I can find it for you very quickly on my table. It's called ZFI. It's currently trading at a market cap of 1.8 mil. The only thing I don't like about this token is the market cap to FDV, which is 0.2, which isn't that bad because a lot of projects have this kind of tokenomics. But I would much like to see a lot more open tokenomics schedule, where a lot of tokens are in circulation. But barring kind of diving deeper into this coin, especially on the tokenomics side, if you're convinced there, I think ZefAI at 1.8 million could offer you a very compelling risk reward opportunity. So these are the three projects on the stablecoin yield management side. Now there's a bunch that I want to show you on the trading agent side, right? The first of them, which is the biggest of the lot, is HeyAnon. Now this is a really cool project, and the reason why this is a cool project is because for the first time you have something which allows you to essentially trade real time, right? Any meme, right, through its platform, and have access to what is known as real time access to an agent which is reading and giving you insights onto those charts. So you can already see on this, right? You can already see on this video. Let me just yeah, I think it works. So you have this herd manager where you can analyze the chart, generate an entry strategy, right, add indicators, in an exit strategy, and it will give you everything real time on the chart itself, which I think is so cool, guys. Because for people who don't know how to do like conduct a deep technical analysis, something like this, especially on meme coins, which pump and dump like crazy, offer you so much value proposition. So you can already see they've added this on the pump token, which gives you a very interesting insight into, okay, how do I go about trading the in and out and make a profit out of this. So this for me is a very powerful product, and excellent stuff, right? So HeyAnon currently trading, guys, at 45 million, at an FDV of 72, which is almost a 0.64 market cap to FDV, which is really good. I think in its last cycle, guys, HeyAnon went all the way to 300 million, or maybe even more, if I remember. Yeah, 300 million it went to, and so we're currently trading at 45 million, and a very compelling project. Another thing I want to highlight about HeyAnon is the founder, and this dude, like Daniel Siesta, right? And he was in the previous cycle he built Time and Wonderland, which were two of the best performing DeFi projects in the first DeFi cycle of 2020-2021. And he's a great trader as well. He's been in the market for the longest time. He has my trust, and I think he's building something very incredible. So Anon, guys, Anon I think is a very solid bet at 45 million. Now the next one that I want to highlight is Codex. Kind of very similar to what we see on HeyAnon, but there is a very cool thing, which is basically it allows you to create really cool swarm of AI agents capable of doing multiple things for you. So you can have one agent which is just all the time analyzing meme coins, and there's another one which is managing your capital. There's another one which is safeguarding your risk. There's another one which is keeping an eye on all of these agents and reporting to you. So you name it, there is so much customizability on Codex, where I personally think the idea that you will have these swarms of agents, basically a group. So sorry. Basically you have these group of agents which are working together, and basically like colleagues. So one could be a trading agent, one could be a market research agent, one could be an on-chain analyst, one could be a trader, one could be a fundamental advisor, one could be a portfolio manager, and all of these different people are reporting to a CIO agent who's basically managing your entire platform. You can connect it to multiple different, social media platforms and messaging applications. So this is actually really cool, and I feel like trading just took a whole new level with Codex. So very, very powerful platform. It gives you, a lot of insights into the projects as well in terms of real time insights. Just very similar to HeyAnon, but kind of priced. A lot less. So HeyAnon trading of 45 million versus Cortex versus Codex. Sorry, versus Codex, which is currently trading at 1.5 million. So I think this is a very interesting project to me. I think the founder publishes content, consistently. He shares updates on what's happening on the project as he did so here. And so I think as the community grows stronger and they learn about it, as more people start using Codex, I think this is one of the most beautiful DefAI projects in this space. And the next one that I want to talk about is Mode Network. Now, Mode is was an L2 for the longest time. It still is, but now what they've done is they've basically built a co-pilot which allows you to trade. Very similar to HeyAnon, but the differentiator between Mode is that they've built what is known as synth, right? So what is synth? Synth data is a bit tensor subnet, guys, and the bit tensor subnet has actually built a machine learning model which offers you prediction intelligence, right? Basically, the model is in real time trying to predict the price of Bitcoin, the price of Ethereum, and then you have these AI agents which are feeding into this synth data and then real time trading on those assets. So I think if you're looking for something more of a more smarter strategies where you're not looking to hold but looking to like make quick money, I think synth powered Mode network application will be extremely useful for you guys. So this is a really cool project. It was at its peak trading at 150 million, currently at 6 million, guys. So we have a lot of upside from the previous cycle. If I show you its chart, it was almost at 150, currently trading at like 6.2 million. So I think great risk reward for the at the current prices, and it's already up like 20% in the last week or so. And so with that kind of momentum, I won't be surprised if Mode kind of goes back to its all-time highs, guys. So this is another one, and finally, there's the almanac. I won't spend too much time talking about it. The only thing I'm going to say is that their point season is now live, and so you can come in, get access to this platform, use that for the purposes of your trading and making money on chain, and then accrue these points. And the more points you accrue, the bigger will be your airdrop, because they don't have an AI. They don't have a coin right now. They did do a public sale, but that public sale was bought very quickly. It was done on legion.cc, if I remember. And so now this platform is going live, and something you should keep an eye on, maybe even use if you want to. Okay. Now, the last bit of DefAI opportunities that I want to show you are part of the DeFi Copilot Brigade. And there are 4 here that I'm going to quickly talk about. I'm not going to deep dive too much into it. You can explore many of them. As I already explained to you what they do, you can basically, write prompts and make these and take on-chain actions just through the platform. Right, so it's abstracting away. It's an abstraction layer where the UI is just your your chatbot, and so you can just type in any action that you want, or any information, any research that you want to do on crypto or the broader market in terms of like whale wallet activity, or which wallet is buying which coin, those kind of things, or even dive into on-chain data for a particular project, like how many users, how many people are trading on Uniswap, what is the volume on Radium, those kind of things. You can easily get those that information. Orbit, last cycle it was a big winner, and this time I think it will again do pretty good. So keep an eye on Orbit. Another one is Mantis. This is actually trading at like 500,000 right now. So I took a little small position on Mantis earlier today. Mantis is currently trading at 554. I took a small position on Mantis because I think this is a very interesting risk reward opportunity for me. And what I loved about this token was the the market cap to FDV is completely open. So even if it goes back to its all-time high, we're looking at a sweet 8x from here. So that's another one. The third one that I want to talk about is Banker. I think Banker is really, really cool. Banker, apart from offering its own terminal, actually allows you to treat and interact with Banker right on X and basically do anything. You can launch a coin. You can even launch an NFT collection. You can trade different coins. You can ask it for more information about a coin or a project. So it's very versatile in that sense. And the price action on Banker has been very, 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 very interesting, guys. So if you look at Banker right now, it's been up like 57% in the last 60 days. It's up 22% in the last week alone. It's gone to like 44 million. So it's almost now neck and neck with HeyAnon, which shows you how fast Banker coin is kind of getting traction. I know a lot of different like chains are talking to Banker Coin in order to bring accessibility of Banker onto their chain, so people can basically use them to participate in their DeFi application layer and those kind of things. So Banker, guys, really, really interesting. I don't know if 40 million is a good buy. It's already at its top, so I'd probably wait for it to cool down a bit. Like it cooled down here between June 11th, where it went to almost 41 million, then cooled down, went to 25. But it's not surprising to see those kind of dips in crypto. So I'd probably wait and time my entry. And I think anything sub 30 million would be very interesting. I would still probably buy a little position, maybe 15, 20, $25, just to keep this on my portfolio, and I'll see how it goes. This could be a runner, guys. This could definitely be a runner. All right. So the last one that I want to talk about is Codex protocol. Basically, it allows you to build vertical AI agents in crypto, and it's powered by the Synapse protocol, which is one of the largest like intent networks for AI agents, and they've done 55 billion. So it's a very trusted protocol. I think currently it's trading at Codex is trading at if I'm not wrong, it's trading at 27 million. So I think it's an interesting opportunity at this price point and something that you should definitely keep an eye on. Okay, I think this is a pretty long video. I didn't want to go like 30 minutes, but that's how it goes. I want to leave you guys with something really interesting that I saw earlier today, which is a tool that basically allows you to trade memes with 100x leverage. Yeah, you heard that right. Meme trading with 100x leverage, guys. So I'm going to show you quickly this platform. It came to my radar earlier today on social media. So I'm yet to do a deep research, which I'm going to do in a separate video. I'm going to cover derp.trade, but basically how it works is you pick a coin that you like, you choose to go long and short, right? You select your leverage, and you close your position at any time to lock in your profits. So there's a bunch of different coins available here. Obviously this is the one that has had the most traction right now. It's currently trading at a market cap of 362. You can already see there has been this like early rally, and now it dropped from like this price to this price, almost halving at this point. And you can see how people are like kind of longing it and shorting it in real time right here. And so the thing is mostly it's very hard to build a perp market on chain because you need deep liquidity, and for illiquid assets like memes it's almost impossible to do so. So it's really cool to see this kind of an innovation. I would if you're one of those degens who are interested in like crazy leveraged long short plays on memes, and this is definitely a project to kind of check out on. All right, guys, that is a wrap on today's episode. I know it was kind of long, but I hope you enjoyed it. I know I had fun recording it. I always feel like the more I make these videos, the more I'm getting to learn more about my you guys, what are your interests, and I'm very thankful that you guys have subscribed to my channel, and I'm now at almost 200 subscribers, which is kind of crazy for me. So thank you for sticking around. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments below, and I'll see you again soon with a new video. Until then, sayonara.